Hi guys, this is Ruchi from Easy Peasy Gardening. So last year I grew sunflower plants from seeds. If you have not seen that video, I have put the link in the description and you can check it out. And this year I didn't plant any of those seeds and they are growing everywhere. I guess, as the flowers were growing, the seeds were getting scattered through wind, through birds or whatever. They are growing everywhere in the garden, even when there is no water. They are growing at places where there's no water and they are really healthy. So I'm really happy to see that. But some of them are growing crooked or in weird locations, so I need to take them out. So when I was thinking of removing them, I thought maybe I should take some cuttings and try to make more plants from those plants that I'm going to remove in any case. I mean, sometimes you get plants from nursery and when you come home and you say that, oh, I needed more plants. So you could take some cuttings from sunflower plants and make new plants. So that's what I'm going to show you today. There are plants like here. You can see one plant growing here on the side, then one growing here in the middle of nowhere. And there are many other places in the garden where they're just growing by themselves. So I've taken two cuttings and look at the stem, really thick. So I'm going to just remove the bottom leaves. And so this is okay, and this is the big one. So removed all the bottom leaves. And now here in these two planters, I have coco peat and perlite mix. So I'm going to just dip each of these cuttings in rooting hormone. And the way you want to take a cutting is that it's below the node. So this is from where a leaf was growing. So just below that, I have made a cut and dipped it in rooting hormone. I'm going to make a hole in this. And make sure one or two nodes. So like this is another node from where the leaf was growing and this is one. So two of those go inside. Ideally, you should remove almost all the leaves from the stems. Just leave maybe 1 or 1.5 leaves on the top. Because leaves take a lot of energy to survive, and because the cuttings have no roots, it will be hard for them to survive. But I know that sunflower plants are very resilient, so I just left so many leaves. But when you are trying it, just leave only 1 or 2 leaves on the top. Having small planters helps, because then I don't have to find too much space inside. I can even put it on my desk. And same thing here. I have cut it below the node. I'm going to just dip it in rooting hormone and make a hole in the middle and make sure 2 or 3 nodes go inside. Press it hard so that it stays stable. And I'm going to put these inside where the temperatures are moderate, not too hot, not too cold, and we'll see. And I'll keep misting it because, they should stay in humid conditions. It's been about 10 days that I planted these cuttings. And as the leaves were drying out, I removed them. And this one is looking pretty good. It is standing tall. This one is still not out of the woods, so we'll see. And as you can see, the medium is moist and I keep misting it, and they are sitting inside where they get a lot of indirect sunlight. So it's been exactly 4 weeks that we planted these cuttings. So both of them, they kind of wilted, and this one, it dropped all the leaves. And look at this now. New leaves grew. I cut off all those leaves that were dropping, and look at this. It is so healthy. I'm pretty sure it has good roots. This one, on the other hand, the leaves are still green but no fresh growth. So I think this one doesn't have roots. Yep, it doesn't have any root. And let me just try taking out this just to see. See, it's not coming out easily. So that's a sign that it has developed roots. You know, when it comes out easily, that means, yeah, see, I broke some while I was pulling it because I was in a hurry, but look at the roots. So basically, you know, if you wanted to grow sunflower plants and you have access to plants but you don't have seeds, you could take cuttings and plant them and they will grow beautifully. Although, you know, they grow so fast from seeds that you really don't need to use the cuttings. But just in case, you know, I just wanted to show that if you have a growing plant but you don't have more seeds, you can use this method to grow new plants. So although out of 2 cuttings only 1 cutting developed roots, that's perfectly fine. Never expect all the cuttings to develop roots. You know, 50% growth rate is perfectly fine for home gardeners. And now you can transplant it in the ground in your garden. So they are really kind of drought tolerant. Once they settle in, then they don't need much water. You know, if they are in containers, then they need more water because the roots cannot go too deep. But when they are in the ground, they don't need that much water. I see sunflower plants growing in my garden and without any water. So this was one plant that I took the cutting from but did not remove, just to show you that, you know, the mother plant from where the cutting is taken does well too. So you can see that it is growing tall. You know, there is another branch just below the cut started growing, and you can see the bud is forming. So very soon it will have a flower. So even if you take the cutting, the mother plant also survives and does just fine. So I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye.